so that if folks who have not been able to join us today would like to catch up later, they are able to do so. So, if you cannot hear us, if you're having a challenge, try calling in to get the audio. The toll number is here, and there is an access code. So go ahead and write that down if you need to. It's 612-652-531. And during the webinar, you may be contacted by me, Rachel Lindsey. I'm the moderator today, to verify your name for our attendance record keeping. And if you have any technical questions, please send them directly to me, to Rachel Lindsey, in the chat function. So when you look at the chat function, you'll see a drop down where you can send to everyone or to a specific person. Aim those questions to Rachel Lindsey, and I will get right back to you. Other than that, as you're participating, if you have a specific question, use the chat box as you've been doing. So all of you folks who validated that you could hear me, thank you again for that. And know that the best way to ask a question is to do that for all participants, unless it's that technical question. If you want to use the chat function again and you haven't quite figured out how to do it yet, you can see the little talk bubble here. And when you click on that, you'll have an option to do all participants or to a particular person. And if you would like to raise your hand, that option is going to be down here. So, your presenter today is going to be Aliscia. She's one of our peer career advisors. And I'm Rachel Lindsey, again, your Assistant Director for Career Education at University Career Services and your moderator. Aliscia can tell you a little bit more about her role at Career Services, but the big thing to know is when you come to our office or call in or submit a resume for drop-ins or a resume review, this is one of the folks who's doing a lot of that work to make sure that your resumes are getting good feedback and that you're getting help with Handshake. And so she's going to use some of that expertise today to share some really good tips and tricks and favorite strategies for Handshake that she has discovered. So, a couple of the things that we'll be learning about today. Completing your profile, staying informed through notifications, connecting virtually with current students, alumni, and employers, using filters to customize your search for your next opportunity, learning about the different jobs and fields that you can use to advance your career, getting answers to specific questions about careers, employers, and particular positions from other students or alumni, and also how to make an appointment or to get technical help through the Handshake Help Center. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Aliscia, who's going to share with you some more about the power of Handshake.
Hi guys, can I just check if everybody can hear me in the chat box? Again? Okay, good. Again, my name's Aliscia Warren. I am a rising junior. My major is in psychology, and again, my job is to help students find connections, build their resumes, and gain the confidence before entering the career field. So I do want this webinar to be a little more interactive than normal because I want to help you in your needs in the best way possible. So the question I have for you guys is, what are you hoping to get from Handshake? So you can enter something in a chat box, whether it's job searching or networking or virtual job searching or virtual networking. What is your concern right now? Networking. Any more? Okay. What? Job searching, finding a job, learning what Handshake is, job searching. Okay, so we will cover everything for you guys, internships and gaining experience. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you guys for participating in that. And another way you guys can participate is by following along with me on Handshake yourself. So I will be sharing my screen with you. I am using a web browser version. So if you are using an app, the Handshake app, it will appear differently and it's going to function a little bit differently. So I encourage you to use the web browser if possible. And again, this video is to help you learn all the features of Handshake that are available to you and use it in the best way possible so you can gain all the experiences that you want and take advantage of the opportunities available. So I will begin sharing my screen. If you can't see it, Rachel, let me know. Okay.
It's perfect.
All right, cool. So maybe you have Handshake before, maybe you haven't logged into Handshake before. But once you logged in, yes, somebody just asked if this is recorded. It will be, and it will be uploaded to YouTube as well, so you can see it. So once you log into Handshake, this is your homepage. And one thing that's great about Handshake is that every person's homepage is unique to that person. It is based just on your preferences and what you're looking for. And another benefit is that employers cannot pay to have their jobs on this page. This is just for you, and it's based on your preferences. So here's mine. There's jobs that I favored. There's things that are popular within my majors. That's very quick. There's jobs that, based on my activity, again, it's just personalized just for you. I have on-campus jobs on here because I hopefully will be living on campus, and so I like to work on campus. And then you have headers at the top, so you can go to certain things very quickly. First thing we're going to talk about is setting up your profile. So you're going to go over here to a picture. It may be a little person if you don't have a picture uploaded, and then you're going to click My Profile. So this is my profile. As you can see here, there's some information over here about my status. This information is from the registrations office. And you can see here that my profile is 100% complete. We highly encourage students to complete their profile to 100% because employers are 5 times more likely to contact you if your profile is complete. So what does that mean? What do you have to do to complete it? A lot of times it's uploading a picture and just filling out the different sections that are available. So there's a My Journey statement. That's something that's very objective. It's what are you looking to see? Or what are you looking to learn as an opportunity when you're working? You can do work and experience, extracurricular activities, courses, any research project, skills, documents, and other things are on here. Something that's very important is that you want to complete your profile, right? But you also want to have people to be able to see your profile so that you can start networking. And so this is where you are going to change that. So right now, my profile is visible to employers, students, and alumni. So they can see everything that's on my profile, and I can see everything that's on theirs because I allowed them to see my stuff. And this can be changed through settings. I will go into details of the benefits of people seeing your profile later on, but that is something that you may want to change in your settings if not already. And another thing you can do with your settings is when you scroll down and on the bottom left, you can manage what documents are visible.
We also have a question about what kind of results you get when you have a profile picture versus not having a profile picture. And one of the things that we have heard is that I know there's data on this off the top of my head. Aliscia, I don't know if you remember the exact numbers, but we know that there is more of a response. I think it's 60%, but I don't want to be held to that. But we've heard that the response is much higher when a profile looks fully complete, including having a picture that is a picture rather than, say, an avatar. Yeah. And we have one other quick question about Handshake and whether it's useful primarily for current GMU students or also for incoming first-year students. I think, Aliscia, you're really going to be able to answer this very well, but I think the short answer is incoming students, particularly those looking for campus-related work, right? And I know that you're going to talk more about that.
Right. So, yes. So, incoming students, once you register for classes and the term starts, you'll be able to have access to Handshake, but it's primarily used by a lot of current students and alumni as well as incoming students. So a lot of people are using this platform because it's a wonderful platform to gain opportunities. And so I think I was talking about my documents. And so we are going to go to manage documents. And I think right now I only had my transcript and a cover letter or a recommendation letter visible, but let's say I want to have my resume visible as well, just the general master resume. So when people come and see my profile, they can already see and get more in depth about my experiences and opportunities. So I'm going to click visible, and now it's visible within my profile. Okay. And so that is everything with my profile setting. There's a lot of different things you can tailor it to your needs. and employers are going to visit your profile. They actively recruit on Handshake, and so they will begin messaging you if they like what they see. So another thing that's important with virtual networking is actually setting up your notifications, because you want to get notified when people are messaging you. Okay, so we're going to click notifications, and you do want to edit your notification preferences, because especially at this time, everything is online. All your forms of communication is virtual, and sometimes it's overwhelming because it's so much coming through just the screen. And so you want to make sure that the information and the messages that you are getting are messages that you want to read and the messages that are important to you. So you're not ignoring or anything like that. So a lot of you were mentioning you want to learn more about jobs. So this may be a notification setting that you want to pay more attention to. So you want to be notified. I really should be notified when the application deadline is coming up. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn that notification on, and I put it on my phone so that it comes up on my phone. And I can also add the email notification as well. Or maybe you're really interested in working with a particular company, but there are no jobs available at this moment because of COVID-19. So whenever they do post jobs, you're going to click that notification so that they're notifying you. Okay. And you can also get notifications for the career fairs that are coming up. So if there's something that's coming up, you can get notifications on there. Or a certain employer has joined a career fair, you can get a notification for that as well. And another thing is you can do appointments for notifications, and then applications are very important for notifications, again, when the deadline's coming up or documents have been approved or anything like that. So notifications are very important. I highly encourage you guys to go through those and turn off the ones you don't need and turn on the ones you do need, so that you're actually paying attention to those things, because you want to get the notifications you want when employers are messaging you. And so the next thing we are going to talk about is virtual networking. So now that your profile is set up and you have your notifications on, it's time to virtually network. I understand that that's a little daunting sometimes, and it can be intimidating or confusing. I'm a student as well, and I'm like excited but hesitant to do it. And then I'm just like, now we got to add the virtual aspect on it. So how does all that correlate with each other? So we're going to go back to the homepage. And there are two aspects of virtual networking I'm going to go in depth with. One is from the employer side, and then one is with the students. So with the homepage, you're going to click on employers. And this is an employers page. So at the top, here are employers that I'm following, so I can do more research on them. And then down here is where I can discover more employers. So I can see who is available within the industry that I'm working in. And you can also just use the filters that are on the left-hand side. So you're not looking through thousands of it. Do you see? That's 500,000 employers. That's a lot. So if you want to work at a small company, you're going to click that size. Or if you want to work at a larger company and you know that, you can click those as well. Or if you know what industry you want to work in, you can use those and you can select that. So let's say I want to go into advertising and PR marketing, and I want to work at a smaller company. I don't mind. I want more of an intimate setting, so that is what I'm going to choose for the filters. You can also enter keywords or locations if you know where you want to work at or what you want to do. So let's click on this employer, Milk and Honey Skincare Studio. How fun. And this is their page. So you can learn more about the employers, about their what they do, what are their values, what are they interested in, what are they looking for. And you can also go to their website, email them, or their social media links are right there. We highly encourage you to go to there and do more research. And you can follow that employee as well. Another great thing is that there are reviews and interviews. This company does not have them, but a lot of them do. So that's another way you can do more research on those employers. And if it's something you're interested in, you can start messaging them. Or follow them and be on the lookout for the notifications that they have within the company or within the industry if you're interested in that. Another thing you can do is network with students. Student networking is very important because it allows you to gain insight and perspective within your industry from a student perspective. So you're going to click on students at the top header right here once it loads. There we go. You can also use the filters that are right here on the side. There are lots of filters. So if you want to talk to just alumni from George Mason University, you can click that filter. You can also do alumni from specific majors. So if I just wanted to talk to people from the psychology major to see what were they able to do with their degree, or if they went to graduate school, or what jobs did they have while they were undergraduate students. That is something you can do, and you can start visiting them and learn more. Also with student organizations, or you want to visit people who have worked for a previous employer. So let's say you were on that employer page and you did your research on an employer and you're kind of interested in them. You can come back here and search that employer up, and then the list of students who have worked for them will come up and you can message them. I will show you guys an example of messaging a student. We are going to look at Marissa Goodkin. This is a graduate student at Career Services, so that's why I'm going to be on her page. Another benefit of allowing students to see your page is that you can see their page. So I'm on Marissa's page because I have the filter on that allows students to visit mine, so I can visit theirs. And this is another benefit, is that not only can you message them, you can also get ideas for your own page. So I'm visiting Marissa's page. She has more information in her My Journey statement. She also has impact statements under each of her work experiences. So maybe I should go back to my page and add those. Okay. And here you can message her. So one of the things in her My Journey statement is she had something about higher education. So I can ask her advice about the program here at Mason. And so I'm going to click that preference. And then it kind of forms a template already, and you can just insert more information to tailor it to the needs that you have and the questions that you have. And after you do that, you just hit send. You just hit send. And then you guys can begin messaging each other. Okay. And I kind of went through that fast, but one thing I do want to point notice is that when you click on message, there are already some categories, and that is where those templates are coming from. So whether it's something on her resume or her professional experience based on the job that she's worked on, I can message her about that. And so the next part that we are going to talk about is, one second, we're going to go back to the home page. Now we're going to talk about job searching. So we are going to click on jobs, and I understand it's hard sometimes because even as I'm a junior now, and now I'm like, okay, I need to get relevant experiences that actually apply. But I need a job, but then COVID happened. So it's a bit challenging of, just from my perspective, I think it's a bit challenging, or it can be a little frightening. You're like, how do I do this? So I'm here to help you guys with that. And so there are a couple of different things that are very important when you're job searching. So I want you guys to pay close attention to the filters that are up here. These top 4 filters are the most search filters. They're the most beneficial filters. So let's say I want to look for an internship. So I'm gonna click that internship filter right here. Oh my God. Sorry.
Oh no.
One second. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can log in real quick. Sorry.
All right, so we've gotten a few questions about if and how the recording will be shared. So just know that if you give us your full name, that's the best way to make sure you get information about when the recording will be ready for sharing. So I've reached out to a few of you individually to ask for that information. If you would go ahead and make sure to share that. It's the best way to make sure that you get a follow-up email from us. And we have one specific question about contacting us if the specific major you graduated with is not in the filters. Shoot an email to careers@gmu.edu, and we will follow up with you there. So Aliscia, are you Ready to go?
I am ready.
Excellent.
I apologize for that, guys. I think you can only log in for like an hour at a time. I don't know what's going on. All right, but I'm gonna share my screen again. All right, should be sharing. Cool. So job filters. And go back to jobs. All right, cool. So let's say we are looking for an internship. So I'm going to click on internship. I don't really have any preference if it's full-time or part-time. So I'm gonna just click on internship and see what comes up. So that got that down to 1,400 jobs found. That's a lot, but before it was 7,500. So we're gonna click all filters. And if you're familiar with Handshake before, you may have noticed the layout is slightly different. They did update the system within the last couple weeks. So it works the same, but the look of it, the appearance has changed a little bit. So maybe we want a paid role, or maybe the paid role doesn't, it's not your concern right now. If it is something that you are concerned about, you can click that filter. If not, you don't have to click it. And then there's employer preferences. This is a really cool filter because a lot of times when I'm job searching, there are some jobs that are just like, we only want graduate students. And then I'm like, oh, but why is this popping up then? You know, if you're not applicable or you're not qualified for the job. So clicking this will allow jobs that have come up for the job search that just apply to your academics. And then there's work authorization. These are very, very important filters. If this is something that applies to you, you're going to click this, and then the only jobs that are going to come up are the jobs that obviously would accept OPT or something like that. And then another good filter is industries. So industries are very, very important. Let's say I know what type of industry I want to work into, and so I just want to look at those. And so I'm going to click an industry. Let's say I want to do advertising, PR, and marketing. Okay. So now we're down to 26 jobs. And that's a reasonable number to look through jobs. It's not overwhelming. You can quickly scan them if you want to filter some out even more. There's even more filters if you want to add more to that. There's job functions. You can filter by major. It's like suggested that psychology because that's my major. Or if you know what employer you want to look for and you just want to see their jobs, you can go ahead and do that. And so you can filter those jobs. So I'm gonna just click show results. And these are the jobs that have came up. So there's digital jobs, and as you click through, there's a lot of them. It's 26 jobs. And a really neat thing that you can do is that you can save or favorite the jobs. This icon used to be a star, but they've changed it. And so you're going to save those jobs. You're searching through, and you see a couple that you like, so you're going to like them, right? And you're going to go back and visit these later. So these saved jobs are going to be right here next to the job icon. You're going to click there. And here they are. So it'll be easier for you to focus on them, set aside time to apply to these jobs. And one cool filter that they just added was that when you go to the Save Jobs section, all the jobs, they are listed right here in a very convenient way so you can apply for them. And so let's say we're going to go back to the jobs section, and let's clear the filters out. So let's say COVID hit, a lot of things are transitioning to online. You're gonna click remote jobs. Then you're gonna click internships. And so these are jobs that are already online, and so it makes it that much easier when you're applying for them. So if you're not able to work there in person or you're not comfortable working there in person, this is the filter that is very important. It's very important to use the keywords when you're searching. So either the words remote or virtual are very important at this moment when you're searching for a job. Whether it's a full-time job, an internship, or something on campus, use the words remote or virtual so that those jobs are coming up. Also read the description more clearly because I have seen jobs where it's like, it's remote for a certain period of time, but it may transition to in-person, or it's in person, but it may transition to remote. So make sure you are reading through this job description because it's very important at this time. And another thing that you can look through is scholarships or internships. So earlier that we saw, it was an option whether it's paid scholarships or unpaid, but maybe there's not a lot of paid scholarships for something that you're interested in. This is a great way you can look at other resources to help you. Some of them are internships, some of them are scholarships where they'll pay you for doing an unpaid internship, and other ones are just regular internships. But this is a great filter for you to see if there's additional resources available for you. And again, you can use like virtuals or remote if that's something that you need. And one more filter I do want to focus on is research. So if you scroll down and let's hit a research filter, show result, still 400 jobs, that's a lot. Let's say you want to work at something specifically like animals, 58 jobs are now found. So that is something else that you can do when you're looking for, when you want to gain research experience and you know what you want to work in. Type in the interest words that you're interested in, and they're going to come up for you guys. Okay. And the next thing we are going to talk about is career path. So we're going to go back to the home page, and then you're going to click career path. So career path is for students who haven't narrowed it down just yet. I know I'm a rising junior, but I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do, or maybe you're in the same boat. Maybe you know what you want to do and you want as much information as possible. We highly encourage students to do as much research as they can or talk to somebody if possible. And it's because it's okay to not know what you want to do just yet. So that is what career path is for. It allows students to come here, do research, and just explore the industries or different job positions that are available. So let's say I want to go into general and operations managers. This is what's going to come up. It's great information. I'm so excited. So here on the right is some information that's very important to some people. It can be salary. So this is the average national salary. Pay attention to that. And then they have the top cities that you can work in for this role. So let's say after Mason, you want to move, or you would like to spend the summer somewhere else. This is something that you can look at. You can also see other roles that are similar to this industry or this job title. And so this is a great place to do research. And again, you can see the top majors that are in this role. And also, this is where you can message people. They've had experience with this. So I'm like, I can message them, how was your experience here? What do you recommend? How do you prepare for this? This is how you can message them and start networking again. You can also add this to interested. And again, this is going to affect the home page that is coming up. So the more research and the more interactive you are with Handshake, the better that home page that comes up. It's because it's going to be tailored to your needs. And you can click on them if you would like to. So this is the remote job that came up, and you can do more research on what they have available, and it'll take you to an employer's site if you would like to as well. So career path, again, it's a great place to just learn a lot about different roles that are available within certain industries, or get a general knowledge, or just explore things and see how you like it. The next thing we are going to talk about is the Q&A section. So again, this is more research. This is a good way to network and start messaging people. So maybe you're not completely ready to start messaging like direct students or direct employers, but this is a good way that can ease you into that. It's posting questions on here or answering somebody else's questions based on experiences that you have. So you can also search things. So they have interview advice, career fair, internships, or you can browse what are trending topics. So let's see if we can go into something with economics. So these are questions that are coming up. And the people who are answering these questions can be from students, it can be from employers, and it can be from recruiters as well. And so you can click that. They're asking internships, what should you be prepared for? And somebody's answering them. You have to discuss your resume for this internship or this interview. This is a great place to learn more about a certain employer, or if you have general questions about something and you can't find an answer anywhere else. So this is a great place. Also, if you have experience and you see a question that for a job that you worked for, you can start answering these questions yourself. And the next thing we are going to talk about is events. So because of COVID, again, a lot of things have transitioned to online. So I'm going to click this event section right here in between jobs and Q&A. And it's going to take me to this page. Again, since Handshake has updated, it looks a little different, but it still functions the same. So here are events that are coming up, and here are the events that are listed. You can also search events if you would like to. There are always filter sections on Handshake available to get exactly what you need. So if you want something that's virtual, pretty much everything's virtual at this point. But if you want something that's more interactive, like a workshop, this is what you can use. Or a particular employer or owner is working it, this is what you're going to look for. So if you want something just with George Mason, we're going to click that filter. And these are the things that are going to come up that is just for George Mason students. Okay. And also you can look at fair searches, so career fairs that are coming up. We have a career fair that is coming up next week. So please register because the deadline is on Monday. And so I've already registered for it. Maybe I'm gonna start and save it. That's cool. And we're going to click virtual job fair. And then it's going to bring you to the event information page. And there's more information as you can see. So I encourage you to click it and not just look at the header as well, but also do more research and learn, because it's going to give us a lot more information too. It's also going to invite us to sign up for a virtual resume clinic so you can prepare for the event, because it may have things that you can do. And a good thing about this career fair is that you can see all the employers that are coming so far. And there we go. Now they're loading. And so now you can continue doing research for it. You can see Amazon's coming. That's cool. Maybe you want another internship. And so all the internships are going to come up. You can look full-time or part-time. I want a part-time internship because I'm going to be taking a lot of credits soon. So this is a great way for you to do research, and you can start picking out the employers that you want to talk to during this virtual career fair. You can also see if any employers that you're following are coming to the virtual career fair. And also school years, majors, industries, you can go more in depth if you would like to, if you know what industry you're working into, or you want to be more broad, or you want something that's with your major or aligns with the school year, whether they're looking for undergraduates or graduate students or postgrad students, So I highly encourage you guys to register for the virtual career fair and visit this page and do some more research. And another thing I'm going to show you on Handshake is to make an appointment with career services. So actually you can click Career Center right here at the top next to your profile. So we have actually transitioned all our services to virtual settings. So you can still make an appointment with us and discuss what you would like to discuss. If you have more questions or you want to talk one-on-one with the professional that we have here, you can do that as well. So you're going to click appointments, and then you're going to click schedule a new appointment. Wi-Fi is a little slow. Okay, so maybe I want to schedule an appointment about finding and applying to internships and jobs within my industry. Let's say I know what industry I want to work into, but I'm not entirely sure what the culture is like. I'm not entirely sure what my resume should look like. How do I tailor my resume to that industry? Or I want to know more about the behavior or the different job positions that are available within that industry. So I can click that right here at the top. There are also different things that you can click, whether you want to figure out what industry you're into. Like you were on a career paths page and you're not entirely sure what you want to do. So you can click that and talk to a career counselor. We do have evening appointments and things about practicing interviews and professional and graduate school. You can make these appointments. So I'm going to click find and apply to internships and jobs. I want a one-on-one session with somebody. And then I'm going to click on the industry that I'm thinking about doing. So maybe health science and research is what I'm interested in. And then I'm going to find, oh, my appointments aren't popping up for some reason. I think this is a setting I have on my computer. I apologize. I don't know why it's not coming up. Okay, maybe we want to find a career field or industry. And this is where, here they are, there we go. So this is where I'm going to click a session and make an appointment. So you're going to click them, and then you're going to provide a quick description of what what do you need help with. And then you're going to say the appointment medium, whether you want it through video on WebEx or a phone call. And so that is where you're going to make an appointment with us. And we're going to go back to the home page. And one more thing I do want to show you guys is where you can get help with Handshake if you have any technical issues or you need help finding something. So you are going to go to handshake.gmu.edu. And then you're going to click Handshake app. And then here's a wonderful page where Handshake can help you and you can get more information on something that you're having trouble with. As well, you can watch different training videos, or you want to know more information about the jobs on Handshake or different experiences or employers. This is the page that you are going to go to for more information. Okay, so that is all that I have to show you guys today. Thank you all so much for coming. And now we are open to the questions.
And we've actually been collecting a great list of questions through the session. So we're going to start with a few of those. I did see one question about best ways to use Handshake to get internships for academic credit. And the thing to remember with academic credit and internships is that is dependent on your academic department. And so if you're wanting to know if a specific internship would be eligible for credit, you would go to your academic advisor for that. And if you wanted to know, for example, how many credits you could earn at a particular internship and those sorts of things, those are all going to be things to check with your academic department and your advisor in. And once you know what you're looking for academically, how many hours you need, what kind of work you would need, Handshake is going to be the place to find it, I think, certainly. Or if you found something in Handshake and you're really excited about it, but you want to verify that it would be a good choice, again, that's when I would do your check-in with your advisor. So it's kind of a back and forth, but as far as the actual decision around that, that's going to be your academic department. We had a question about what would be a good research project to include. So I think the question was, does it have to be something I did in class? Could it be something I did off-site? Aliscia, you look like you've got some feelings about that. So if you would like to answer that a little bit.
I think that's a wonderful question. Sometimes we forget about all experiences and knowledge that we've had within our academic setting. So I would definitely include things from my class. I can show you the one that I have listed, because that was a class I took, and I just listed it as an entire research experience project. So where we are developing a core class for Mason here on diversity and inclusion. So that's a research project that I've done. I could probably add more literature reviews, also things that you did with employers. I think those are great things to list as well for a research project. Rachel, is there anything you want to add?
I think you really covered it. So if you're doing projects that are offsite, certainly those are worth including, and you can call them relevant experience. You could call them research experience, sort of depending on how you want to emphasize it. But I think the really important thing is that a lot of times for a lot of us as students, the academic research that we're doing is maybe the best and most relevant experience we're going to have. And so 100% share it, emphasize all of the really important skills that you demonstrated doing it, show the ways that you became a subject matter expert. Because these are the things that will distinguish you from other applicants in a lot of really good and valuable ways. So another question that we had was how to make sure you're one of the early applicants for a position, right? So employers may be using Handshake, but they may not only be applying or posting to Mason, or they may be posting other places besides Handshake. And I can't imagine why they would do that, because obviously Mason students are the best. But given that sometimes you do that, what is the best way to make sure you are seeing those postings early, responding quickly?
Um, I think two things you can do is one, if it's from an employer that you really like and you're already interested in, follow that employer and go to your notification settings and turn the notifications on when they apply for when they post a job available, you'll receive that notifications when it's available. So I definitely encourage you to do that. And then another thing you can do is you can go to jobs and I'm gonna just click like random stuff. Internships, see research, search coming up. And this filter right here, relevance, I'm gonna change that and I'm gonna go to application deadline. And these are the application deadlines that is coming up the quickest. So these are the ones that you're going to apply for first because it's about to the deadline's about to come up. I see this one the deadline's today. So that's a good way that you can apply to those positions first is using this application deadline sorting thing and then following them and notifying them.
Yeah, I think those are both great strategies. I think the other thing is going to be making sure that you always on the back end have an updated resume that you can customize quickly and easily. And the same with your cover letters, right? So that when you see something, you are able to not just respond quickly, but with documents that are really good. Because the reality is, being in the top 10 of applicants isn't the thing that's going to get you the job. It's being a great qualified applicant, and your documents really need to reflect that. So certainly it is an advantage to be one of the first folks aware and be able to put together that application effectively. But I'm not confident that being someone who applies within the first 20 minutes or an hour is going to be a reflection that you have a great um, way to make that happen.
Right.
So I see one really good question about appointments and making sure those appointments are confirmed. Right now it just says requested. So that is exactly how that process works. So you'll go ahead and you'll request the appointment, and then someone from our staff will go in and verify that the appointment you've requested is one that works. So that you have requested with a person who's actually available, and that the thing you've requested is the right thing for that person, and all of that. And then that person will confirm it. So um, what that means is that someone from our office is always reviewing all of those requests just to make sure that you are ending up with the person that you want to end up with. So it may just take a little bit of time. We are almost out of time. I want to see if I can get one more question in for you. I see a question about writing samples, and that is a very complicated question. So I would suggest maybe making an appointment for that particular question. Um, just to make sure that you're getting a really good kind of comprehensive answer that is relevant to the kind of employers that you're thinking of. Um, and I think with that, we are just about out of time. So we're going to wrap up. But I did want to reemphasize that we do have a career fair coming up, um, and that there is a registration date, which is unusual for us. And so people maybe are not always in the habit of registering. But if you would like to attend, you need to register by noon on the 15th. So not close of business, but like midday that day. Make sure you've done your registration. And then the last thing is we have gotten a few questions about accessing this recording. So assuming that the recording is of good quality and all of our sound worked and everything, we will make sure that's available to you. But I am going to need your contact information. So if you would message privately to Rachel Lindsey, your full name or your net ID if you haven't done that already, especially those of you who only checked in with a first name. That way I can properly check you in and make sure that your email address is on the list, and then the recording can get emailed to you when it's ready. So with that, I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to